Another day, another story. Hello and welcome to our video on the secrets of the human brain, how it controls our thoughts and emotions. The human brain is one of the most complex and fascinating organs in our body. It controls every aspect of our lives, from our thoughts and emotions to our movements and sensations. In this video, we will explore the different parts of the brain, how they work together to create our thoughts and emotions, and the latest research on the brain. Part 1. The structure of the brain. The human brain is made up of billions of neurons, which are specialized cells that communicate with each other to carry out various functions. There are several key parts of the brain, including the cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, and limbic system. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is responsible for our conscious thoughts and actions. The cerebellum controls our movements and coordination, while the brainstem controls our vital functions such as breathing and heart rate. The limbic system is responsible for our emotions and memories. Part 2. The role of neurons. Neurons are the building blocks of the brain and are responsible for transmitting information throughout the brain and body. They use electrical and chemical signals to communicate with each other, forming complex networks that allow us to think, feel, and move. Each neuron is made up of a cell body, dendrites, and an axon. The dendrites receive signals from other neurons, while the axon transmits signals to other neurons or muscles. Part 3. How we learn and remember. Learning and memory are two of the most important functions of the brain. When we learn something new, our brain forms new connections between neurons, which strengthens those connections and makes it easier for us to recall the information later. Memory is also closely linked to emotions, which is why we often remember events that are emotionally significant more vividly than events that are not. Part 4. The role of emotions. Emotions are an essential part of the human experience and are controlled by the limbic system in the brain. The limbic system includes several structures such as the amygdala, hippocampus, and hypothalamus, which work together to regulate our emotional responses. The amygdala is responsible for processing emotions such as fear, while the hippocampus is important for forming and recalling memories. The hypothalamus is responsible for regulating our physical responses to emotions, such as changes in heart rate and breathing. Part 5. The effects of stress on the brain. Stress is a normal part of life, but chronic stress can have a negative impact on the brain. Prolonged stress can damage neurons in the brain, particularly in the hippocampus, which can lead to memory problems and other cognitive issues. Chronic stress can also lead to changes in the structure of the brain, including a decrease in the volume of the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control. Part 6. The neuroscience of addiction. Addiction is a complex disorder that involves changes in the brain's reward system. When we engage in activities that are pleasurable, such as eating or socializing, our brain releases dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that is associated with pleasure and reward. Drugs of abuse can hijack this reward system, leading to compulsive drug use and addiction. Over time, drug use can lead to changes in the structure and function of the brain, making it more difficult to quit. Part 7. The future of brain research. Advances in neuroscience research have led to a better understanding of the brain and how it works. New technologies such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and optogenetics have allowed researchers to study the brain in unprecedented detail, opening up new avenues for treating brain disorders and improving our overall understanding of the brain. One promising area of research is neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to new experiences. Understanding how the brain can be rewired could have implications for treating a wide range of conditions, from stroke to depression. Part 8. Applications of brain research. The insights gained from brain research have already led to new treatments for brain disorders such as Parkinson's disease and depression. Deep brain stimulation, for example, uses electrodes implanted in the brain to regulate abnormal brain activity and has been shown to be effective in treating Parkinson's disease. Brain-computer interfaces, which allow individuals to control devices using their thoughts, are also being developed for use in people with paralysis or other conditions that affect movement. Part 9. Ethical considerations. As our understanding of the brain continues to grow, there are important ethical considerations to keep in mind. Brain-computer interfaces, for example, raise questions about privacy and autonomy, as individuals' thoughts and intentions could potentially be monitored and controlled. There are also concerns about the use of brain research in the criminal justice system and the potential for the misuse of brain-altering technologies. Conclusion. The human brain is a fascinating and complex organ that controls every aspect of our lives. Understanding how the brain works and the factors that can affect its function is key to developing new treatments for brain disorders and improving our overall health and well-being. As our knowledge of the brain continues to grow, so too do the possibilities for using this knowledge to improve our lives. Thanks for watching.